Welcome back to the Flippin' Ain't Easy channel. Again, this is John. Wanted to actually roll out some series of discussions in my next few videos here. And I want to start out today just discussing about things that as sellers we can control. We can't control what eBay does or doesn't do. We can keep waiting for enhancements for, weeks, months, years, and all we're going to do is be miserable. And the best thing I can say at this point is it's time to focus on things that you can't control. So without any further ado, let's go. Customer perception. We've all been a customer. I'm a customer every day. I'm sure you're often a customer, and we know what we want and how we want to be treated when we are a customer. And while it may seem like eBay treats our customers a lot better than they treat us, and in many cases that's correct, we don't have any control over that. But what we do have is we have control over our immediate situation. We can't control how many people are going to look at our listings. We can't control how many impressions we may have, or page views, or ultimately how many items we sell every day. I had a bad weekend this week. I didn't really sell many items, but it didn't stop me from getting my butt into gear today and listing about 40 items. Now again, we're talking about things that are in our control. That's in my control. What's not in my control is this software I use, and I may not be using them very long, called InkFrog. And InkFrog, as many of you already know, have heard me talking about them. It's a listing program, and it gives you a nice looking template for mobile and for PC. Makes your listings look really nice. And problem is, if I'm listing 30, 40 items, I think almost 40 items, if only 8 items list, what can we do? And so I sort of kept telling myself, just keep plugging away. I went through, sent them emails, still waiting for those listings to post, and it may just be something that I do away with and just list directly through eBay and just be done with it. So that's something within my control, and it's something that I plan on looking into here this week. So when I say customer perception, kind of going back into that, just want to lend some credibility here in that I dealt with customers for 26 years in a call center, sort of like when you call into eBay for help. I worked in that same type of call center here in the United States, and also managed that same call center for the last about 10 years of my career before I moved on to greener and better things. And I learned a lot during that time. And part of that was learning about customer perception and how your customers perceive you, and how you have a direct impact on not only that customer but future customers as well. So how I treat my customer may have a direct impact on that same customer who comes out and buys your item. And what can we do to help with perception? And why is it important? Well, first of all, customer perception is very important because we all know that things happen. I deal with items that are customer return items. I try to test them to the best of my ability, but not every time am I able to find that defect or that flaw. Because if we spend so much time on our items, going through every aspect and testing, especially with electronics, there's a lot of different things that you can test. I won't be listing too many items. And so there's that fine balance between making sure it powers on and, just going through the whole steps and making sure it works perfectly. We don't have time for that, especially when you're dealing with liquidation goods. Customer perception is important because when I do mess up, my customer may be willing to kind of give me a break rather than just immediately go out, open a claim, leave negative feedback, and just be very difficult to work with. And I've dealt with some customers who right off the bat have decided that I'm a crook and that they didn't want to hear anything that I had to say. And looking back on those experiences, it's because I didn't do a very good job of dealing with customers' perception. How can we condition the customer in such a way to where they're easier to work with, and when we do make that mistake, we're not dealing with a negative feedback, we're dealing with someone who's trying to conversate with us. And there's a number of ways you can do it, and it starts with number one, dealing with returning your customers' messages in a timely manner. If they ask you a question, you get back to them in 2 days, they've probably moved on. But if they haven't, and they're still considering buying that item, they may still not buy from you, because why did it take this person 2 days to get back to me? Because remember, in a customer's mind, they are the most important thing, okay? And so it doesn't set a very good impression if, as a seller, they ask you a question and you wait 2 days to get back to them, or maybe not even at all, but you still have that item they want, and they still might buy it from you regardless. But by buying that item from you regardless, they still have that thought in the back of their mind that you didn't return back that message or answer the question that they might have had. So it definitely, that's the big part of setting a customer perception. I've begun, like I mentioned in previous videos, putting a little slip of paper in with my items, letting them know that, thank you for the purchase, appreciate the sale. If you encounter any issues with the item, please reach out to me directly before opening a return. We can work something out or figure out why there's a problem. A lot of times customers open returns with electronics because they're dealing with something they've never dealt with before, and they're not quite sure how to use it. They open a return, I get back to them, we figure it out, and then they have to go back in and close the return. Well, that opened return counts against you even if a customer closes the return. It counts against your ratio, and it's not something that eBay will remove. You'd have to actually go and dispute it, and it's quite possible that they won't remove it. They didn't for me when I attempted to remove about 3 or 4 of those cases where they open a return case and cancel for whatever reason. A couple other things that you can do to really help the customer's perception, at least in your item, and that is take more time with your photos, okay? Take more time with your photos. Don't take photos of your clothing or your goods on your bed. Don't take it on a tablecloth, okay? Don't take it on your floor. Now, you may not have a place to do this. You might not have a dedicated lighting area, and that's ideal. But even if you have to take a picture that way, there's a website I found. It's called remove.bg. Now, you guys have talked to me about other websites that require you to go and outline the item, and then it formulates some kind of a white background. What I deal with, remove.bg, you just take the picture, upload it to their website, and within 15 to 20 seconds, it already maps it out for you. And 9 times out of 10, it gives you a professional looking photo. Whether you've taken that photo off on the ground, on your bed, on your table, okay? This is one way you can fix your lighting issue just by using this particular feature. Now, you don't have to pay anything, just the preview photo works well for eBay, and that's what we do, and it saves a lot of time editing and all that good stuff. So it's worth giving it a try, but definitely a nice clean photo with a nice clean background will give customers a better perception of what you have to offer than if you're just running by your couch and taking that picture with a little bit of blur in it, and the photo isn't clear. And believe me, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. If you go and look at some of these items that are up for sale right now, sellers are just taking photos any which way, and it just boggles my mind how they can still sell that item with such a bad photo. So what do you think? What do you think about customer perception? Do you think it's important? Do you think it's worth talking about? Do you have any thoughts that can help other sellers increase their customers' perception, little things that they can do that we may overlook on a daily basis, please leave those comments down below. And while you're at it, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell icon, because I think only like 15% of you guys who even watch this video bother to hit that notification bell, and it will help me get the word out whenever I make a new video. So please, if you can do me that little favor and just do those things, like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon, that would be really appreciated. So that's pretty much what I have for you today. Again, I want to focus on things we have control over as sellers. Instead of waiting for eBay to save us, it's time that we start doing extra things that can help boost our sales by focusing on some things that you may not have thought of before. So with that said, I want you guys to have a great start of your week, and you'll hear from me here in the next few days. Thanks, guys.